This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, LeBron has partnered with other athletes and entertainers to start a group that's going to protect the voting rights of African Americans. According to the New York Times, who spoke to him on the phone, the organization is called More Than a Vote, and they're going to pair up with other voting organizations and work to help to get African Americans to register to vote and to cast their ballot in November. He said, because of everything that's going on, people are finally starting to listen to us. We feel like we're finally getting a foot in the door. How long is up to us? We don't know, but we feel like we're getting some ears and some attention, and this is the time for us to finally make a difference. We want you to go out and vote, but we're also going to give you the tutorial. We're going to give you the background of how to vote and what they're trying to do, the other side, to stop you from voting. Other people who have joined to help out the organization include Jalen Rose, Skylar Diggins-Smith, and Trey Young. So that's a great thing that's happening.
Absolutely.
Also, Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams, who has Fair Fight, also advocated for fair elections. And she said, we look forward to working with LeBron and other professional athletes in More Than a Vote to stop voter suppression and protect the right to vote for Black voters across the country.
I mean, that's a great cause, but it's not that Black people don't want to vote. It's just that you have to give Black people something to vote for. People are not, they're not into the voting process because they feel like, these Democrats, especially when it comes to the presidential candidates, haven't done anything for their communities. Like, it's really just that simple. Like, we got to stop putting the burden on people to vote and start putting the burden on Democrats to give voters something to vote for. If you energize people, they coming out. We've shown that time and time again. You just got to energize the Black community. That's it. Give us something to vote for.
Well, I think you can do both. You can encourage people to go out and vote. Some people like Snoop or I think it was Offset just voted for the first time because they didn't even know they could vote. And then what we saw just happen in Georgia, people did go try and vote, and there were all kinds of issues with standing in line for hours. Locations were closing. People had difficulty with machines. Sometimes it's just the technical part of it as well. So anything that you can do to make sure.
I know they go out and vote. I'm just saying, when you motivate Black people, they come out in droves. Look at Barack Obama in 2012. 93% of African Americans voted for Barack Obama. 93%. If you give us something to feel like we're motivated to vote for, we coming out in droves.
Right, and voting
we
is
didn't come
not
out in
just
2016. We weren't motivated.
And also, voting is not just about the president, but as you know, people are voting in the primaries. So I've got to make sure that we always keep that energy going and always educate people on what's happening even right now to try to stop you from wanting to vote.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, Porsha Williams has revealed that she was chased by the Ku Klux Klan when she was only 6 years old. And her father, who was the legendary Hosea Williams, civil rights activist, was there with her. And she went to her first march when she was 6. And here's what else she told Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live.
Being the granddaughter of a civil rights leader, where I was about 6 years old when I went to my first march, and it was here in Georgia in Forsyth County. And I was smacked in the face with racism. We came across Ku Klux Klan who decided they were going to protest our protest. And they threw rocks at us. I actually got hit with one. They chased us back to the buses and called us the N-word and any other thing you can imagine the KKK would be calling us.
Yeah, imagine that. She said they were throwing rocks at them. She got hit by a rock.
That's
and
crazy.
all of that. So, They also had a Bravo Amplify Our Voices panel, and she was on that panel as well. All right, the Grammys.
Do you know who else was on the panel?
She was on with Candy and Giselle Bryant from the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Okay.
Potomac, I think that's how you said it. All right, the Grammys is going to drop the word urban from the awards categories, and they're going to stop using it now. So this is them trying to launch a new chapter in their history. The prize for Best Urban Contemporary Album is now the Best Progressive R&B Album. If you guys recall, Tyler, the Creator, had said last year
What's
that
progressive?
he didn't like the term urban. Here's what he had to say.
On one side, I'm very grateful that what I made could just be, acknowledged in a world like this. But also, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category. And I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop? Half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with the rap, unless, of course, you aren't making rap music. In Tyler's case, I understand why he feels like that. If he isn't just making rap, he may not want to be nominated as a rapper. But if you started as a rapper, even if you explore other genres of music, aren't you still a rapper just doing other types of music?
Yes.
I think they should find a way to categorize the music, not the artists. I think that's what they do a lot of times. They don't categorize the artist when they should be categorizing the music. Like if there's a guy that's a rapper, like say when Andre 3000 made The Love Below, or when Kanye made 808 and the Heartbreaks, they were rappers who explored other genres of music. They should categorize the music, not the artist.
Well, Best Urban Contemporary Album is about the music more than the artist, because it's about that particular album. And if that album is not a hip hop album or it's not an R&B album and it's in a different genre, I think he feels like it's just, instead of saying pop, people just because they're black get put into the urban category.
But what is progressive contemporary music?
That sounds stupid.
Well, progressive R&B album is the category.
That's gonna be the name of Bernie Sanders' R&B album when he drops. The progressive R&B album. That's what that is.
That
AOC
sounds
gonna
wild.
drop an R&B album. It's gonna be the progressive R&B album from the Bronx.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Progressive R&B sounds crazy.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.